You're watching Oilers Nation Real Life.
I go for donaires with my neighbor.
That's nice. I got a lot of things I'd love to talk about.
I can see in your face you disagree.
Chalmers is busy brushing his teeth. We've added too much to his plate.
Yeah,
Something has to give.
The hockey talk was all I had written down for prep.
My wife, not pumped I brought that up. New intro.
Yeah, shout out to Patty Puff for throwing that together.
Patrick, that's Wanye heavy.
Our new producer, Eli.
Are you offended?
If you're listening.
No.
I'm just happy I'm in it.
You're in it.
I wonder what it was my wife didn't like, was not pumped that I said.
Probably
Probably
the
a
teeth
lot.
Probably
stuff.
the teeth thing.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah.
Shout out to Pat for making that. If you notice at the beginning, it says you're watching real life.
Yeah, what's that?
So that's I had it voiced that way for when we eventually start putting out the full video episode, which is going to happen when we move into the studio upstairs.
We're turning one of the Airbnbs into a studio?
Into a dual studio.
How many fucking
Dual
studios you guys need in here?
Like
6.
9.
Really? We're short studios.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to turn into like a digital editing suite, and maybe this could be our stand-up wall.
Yep.
Wow.
And then the other studio is going to be for ONR and pre and post games.
Yep.
And then upstairs, there's going to be a dual studio in the Airbnb. Mm-hmm. We're going to record our pod sitting around the bar on high chairs.
Oh,
right?
I like it. Good. So because these chairs, they're not flattering the way I have to sit in them.
So
Well, it
I
also
know
I
doesn't
have to
lend-
sit so...
It also doesn't lend to conversation well when everybody's facing forward.
Yeah. So we'll do like a multi-camera shoot around the bar. And then ON Radio or ON Everyday is going to go like in front of the TV in the Airbnb.
So we're back in the big boy studio for ONR?
Yes.
Cool.
You know what I like the most about the stand-up table? I'll have a place to put my drink.
What did Chalmers just crack, Jay?
You want me to tell you?
I do.
That is a delicious Nation beer. Hot off the press.
Woo!
Full of brewer's yeast.
That is good.
I was farting like crazy last night.
That is, is it good?
That
right
is
up?
Tyler's penchant. Nation beer is a good...
Yeah.
That's a crispy boy.
How good is Nation beer? Your M truck doesn't fart after drinking it. That's the tagline.
That is the tagline.
No, in all seriousness, Nation beer is back. The cans look sweet. I love that Odd Company does the sticker to look like the letters ODD.
One of my favorite. Yeah, it's beautiful. This is a great
love
can.
it.
And one of my favorite
Brought back
things,
our old sugar skull. That thing is...
What is, Kate?
OG.
It looks like kind of a Mexican
So
take on.
That's nice pickup, Chalmers.
Yeah,
it
I
is
love that.
in fact a Mexican lager.
Really?
That's the type of beer it is to make it the profile that we wanted.
It's delicious.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah,
It's that's one of my favorite. If my brother-in-law didn't have so many of those like Day of the Dead kind of Mexican skeleton tattoos,
Yeah.
I probably would have done a couple on my body by now, but
Yeah.
he's already kind of taken
He's
that lane
cornered the
away.
market, yeah.
Yeah. No, this is beautiful. It tastes great too. Question about the studio. You're obviously not going to be just moving around all the equipment. What's our equipment budget at right now? What are we spending?
We're moving a decent amount of equipment just around.
Oh, you are?
Like this studio will just need because we're going to make it like a social content editing thing. So you just need like a stand for people to put their phones kind of. And you only need like the one light. So we'll move a couple of these lights upstairs. I think these chairs are going to go into the other studio. Upstairs. Yeah, we need like some new cameras, but
Nah.
budgeted for. Why? Were you trying to maybe get some of it?
Well, I've always wanted to have some equipment at my house, but we never really crossed that road. We never, ever do it. I
But
never,
this is
ever do
this is
it.
an in-person show only.
No, it's true.
So
But last night I would have turned on the mic, turned on the camera. I would have looked into it and I would have said, "Ha! Ha!
That's what you would have said.
Yeah."
Okay.
I would have said,
I have invited you to my house
LOL.
multiple times. I have equipment at my house, and you live 2 seconds from me.
"Yeah, it's true. I can't drive by that time of the night.
That's what
That's fair. Yeah, fair enough.
I'm riding my bike, and on this topic of bikes, there's a lot of e-bikes down here, and like, come on, people, ride a bike. If you're gonna ride a bike, ride a bike. Anyways.
Why? What's your beef with these?
I don't know. It's like, fuck, man, just get a motorcycle if you need a motorbike.
I'd love to have an e-bike, I think.
I want an e-scooter really bad.
Scooters are different. Scooters are scooters. I love
I'd like a
Lime
scooter, actually, more than
I
myself.
would love
but
a
I would
Vespa.
refuse to ride
That
the
is the
Lime
goal.
bike.
Yeah.
Like, it would have to be the last option on Earth in a zombie apocalypse, and zombies are coming, and the only way to get away is one of those Lime bikes, and that's when I then would ride it.
And then you would see me casually pedaling up a very steep hill.
Oh, have you ever actually ridden one of those bikes?
No.
Sick.
Well,
Are they super uncomfortable?
sick
hard to
is
write?
aggressive.
I don't think that's aggressive. I think
I think
they're
they're
awesome.
fun.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Like an e-bike.
But a lime one.
Oh, not a lime.
Oh, I haven't
one.
ridden
No,
a
no, no.
lime one.
So so the tires are solid. There's no air in the
Oh
tires.
God, that's gotta be
So
comfortable.
yeah, that is like Hemorrhoid City, USA.
Especially in the pothole capital of the world.
Well,
Population.
hey, you feel any little undulation in the ground. Da-dunk, da-dunk.
You weren't laughing at 5-0? What can you do at that point?
6-0.
But sit back and laugh and go, ha! The Cincinnati Bengals and the Edmonton Oilers, you know what they have in common?
What?
They never win the first game of the season.
That's fair. I guess we're starting with that, so let's talk a little bit about the game last night. Hockey Talk on the
it's
Real Life
pretty fresh.
podcast is brought to you by our friends at Sherwood Ford the Giant. There are many reasons why you should make Sherwood Ford your next dealership. One of them is just the way they treat you, man. The valet service, they'll come to you. They'll come to your office. The mobile service van.
They should put me on a poster for the valet service because I use it exclusively, and every time I use it, I am so happy.
I used it yesterday, literally yesterday.
Yeah. How smooth is that?
It's great.
I love the vehicle you got your partner too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's
The Expedition from Sherwood Ford.
oh yeah, she
It's a beast.
is
It's sweet.
slick looking.
She's a beast.
Yeah.
I love it for road trips too. Well, and just any other trip to
We
the
took a
grocery
road
store.
trip in it.
On the topic of valet service, we're going to collaborate with them on it and create the Nation Valet service with them. So stay tuned. Details to come. We're working on that right now. Hopefully, in the next few weeks, we'll have it together.
I want to get
Stay
my
tuned.
wife one of those sizes of Expeditions, but she won't. She refuses
Why?
to drive
Too big?
because it's too big. She hates driving my truck.
I mean, it is a rig.
She likes the 7-seater SUVs that are a little bit more sporty, like an Infinity type of thing. But I really want her in you can take
Big,
like
good-looking-
3-4 kids to hockey with
Oh,
hockey
easily.
bags, no problem, and they can take their golf clubs for golf
I had
afterwards.
7 adults. We were cruising around Canmore.
Yeah.
Plenty of space.
Sherwood Ford the Giant
And I need a lot of leg room.
Yeah,
for
you
your
spread them out.
farts, for your beer farts.
Yep. Yeah, you have to put me in the back by myself, and then everyone else can.
With the tailgate open.
So, anyways, that game last night didn't go that well, but I wanted to start with
Okay, silver lining.
That's an understatement.
I was kind of heading into this hockey season in a weird mood. The off season was very short, and despite the fact that the Oilers are legitimate cup contenders, that was the least invested I've felt waking up on the morning of the first game of the year. Usually by that
Yeah.
point, I'm like fired up. I'm like, let's go. Hockey season's back. I was not feeling that at all.
Yeah, I'm like cracking beers at noon on home opener.
Can I ask
Usually,
you?
right?
Can I
Yeah.
ask you guys a question? Are you chalm in or chalm out on
You know that normal segment that we
that
have
segment
on every
that
episode?
we always do that
Yeah.
we just can't seem to get the
Is this
the
something-
music ready for?
Is this something you can keep for Keep It or Cut It? Because we don't do that as a
No.
Okay.
Are you chalm in or chalm out on
Brought to you by
20 of 22 analysts picking the Edmonton Oilers as a Stanley Cup winner?
I don't like the.
I am chum out on that.
I don't like the pressure
God, I don't
of that.
like that at all. Right when I saw that, I was like, fuck.
There was after the Oilers, like Connor McDavid era has begun. We finally make the playoffs. We make it 2
Yeah,
rounds.
2018.
2018 cover of the hockey news.
Do you guys not know how this segment goes? You have to say you're chum in or chum out.
I'm chum out on it.
I'm chopping out on it, yeah.
Nice.
Brought to you by
I
Uncle
figured you might-
Bernie's Frozen Minnows.
Brought to you by Muggins VLTs.
So what I was
What
getting at
isn't?
was I wasn't that fired up last night, but I got
Yeah.
to the arena and I was like, hey, maybe I'm starting to feel it. And the Oilers always do a great job of this, but the video they played before flashing the light over at the banner, that got me all the way right back in.
It was
in the
great.
building?
I missed it. I was late.
Yeah, it was great.
You were late for banner raising? Oh my God.
Wasn't really the
It wasn't
banner
a
was
banner.
already
The
up.
banner was already up.
Yeah, I don't think you have a full on banner.
It
I
was
like
fu-
that. That's
It was
good.
funny. I got to my seat. I'm like, oh, sweet, the banner's up. I'm like, did they like did I miss anything? The guy's like, oh no, yeah, you haven't missed anything. They're just getting into the player intros. I'm like, they didn't play a video leading up to the banner? He's like, oh yeah, man, they did, and it was fucking awesome. I'm like,
Okay, dude, I asked you one simple
like
question. there.
I asked you if they did. Anyways, it was.
Yeah,
But
people
the
were
video
drinking
was
early.
so good, and it kind of got me a little emotional. And by the end of it, I was like, God damn, they got to win this year. Like I'm all the way back.
Okay.
I just needed that one video, and I'm like fully back to where I was in the playoffs last year.
Can we be
Did it just unlock a lot of memories?
Oh, so many that I'd forgotten about.
in a moment of honesty? Have you watched
Are you
the last
Chalmers?
episode?
No.
I have.
Did you
Of what?
of the NHL series?
Oh,
on
okay.
on
Oh,
Prime.
okay.
Yeah, I did.
Did you get emotional?
Yeah, I ruined my Saturday.
Did you know? But there was one specific part, and
Hyman's cheeks.
You see ass? He pops ass in the Amazon thing?
that wasn't what it
Pops
got me.
ass.
It's in there.
They're probably sculpted.
There was a moment, and it wasn't when Connor McDavid was crying. It was like right up before that, and where you can see him start, and just like Leon touches him, where I had to turn my head from my kids. I didn't want them to see their dad as a. It got me, man.
For me, it was Connor was crying, and then Nuge just puts his hand on his back and just kind of gives him the
yeah.
not good.
And then, I hate to do this, but there's a part where, Connor's crying and they're like, get the cameras out of here. And Leon's trying to give him a tap and kind of looking at him like, holy fuck, he's taking this really hard. And Nuge rubs his back and kind of just is like, shit, man. And nobody else is really crying. And then there's a clip of Hyman standing over the jerseys
Yeah,
and it's totally quiet.
yeah.
And he's just like, it's hard, man. It's hard to get here. We got to get. And I just was like,
He did the George Kittle from receiver.
I don't know that this is necessary because he said the same thing twice, which shows like he didn't really have anything to say really, but he wanted to say something. It was in a moment of like, okay, you know what? Like Hyman, just sit the fuck down. Everybody's like dealing with this in their own way.
You're
I don't
so
know.
fucking critical.
Just watch it. Watch it and tell me
Maybe
what you think.
Hyman was sitting there going, okay, Connor's really beat up. I hope he's not feeling pressure to say something. I'm just going to do it.
It just for me didn't pass the look test. Where normally if I see a person,
What about the fancy stats?
it's a fancy stat.
I'll write that. Zach Hyman should know how to react better when losing Game 7 of the Cup final. Okay?
Or you're like, he's just forcing it because there's
That's
cameras
what I
on
thought.
him.
That's
Yeah.
the ding ding ding. I'm pointing to my nose right now
Okay.
because
There's
that is
no
a
way.
hammer hitting a nail on the head
There's
right
no
now.
way.
Because I
I'm
always
Chalm out on this
I
take.
always think that, but with Connor crying, like he was really crying. Like it wasn't just like a little bit of crying. He was really crying, and in no way, shape, or form did I think that he was putting on for the cameras. Like you could just tell in the body language. But the body language of Hyman kind of was
You know
like,
what? Connor
this is
McDavid
going to be
is
my
in-
moment to say something.
But Connor McDavid has such command over his body that he could cry probably on command. So, if we're really going to be critical here,
Yeah. Okay, so
By the point they
The
were crying,
video.
I was already in an Uber on the way back to Fort Lauderdale.
the video.
Yeah, you had your night on the beach. Like, no one could find you.
Yep,
I was like, I hope he's, like, I even saw you. I was like, I hope he's okay.
it was MIA Bagmouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like the ending of a movie where you just walk into the ocean.
And we
No,
swore
I-
we weren't going to go to the elbow room that night. But damn it, we did.
I grabbed 4 tall boys and I sat on the beach. Just watched the waves come in. It's lovely. It's nice.
That's very peaceful.
It was peaceful.
So the video, you said it got you a little emotional.
It did. And it just, like, again, there were so many
It was
moments.
so
that,
manufactured, eh?
Shut up.
like,
Well,
they
of course,
played,
it's a manufactured video.
played some clips of the King series that was cool. Couple clips in the Canucks series that I was like, oh, sweet. And then the one where, like, I think this is when everything kind of blurred, and maybe it's because we were doing so much, and I do think there was a part where, like, things mashed together. Connor McDavid's OT winner against Dallas. That was awesome.
The nicest.
Yeah, it was
Game one?
Game
The
one.
backhand.
I
yeah.
forgot that happened.
Such a
How
good
do you
goal.
forget our amazing night at Hooters after a OT winner?
I was so mad at that game because it
Yes,
should
you
not
were.
have gone to overtime.
Was it a
you
double
were.
OT or single?
Double.
It was double, right?
And the minute he scored, I just kept yelling, fuck you.
yeah, you
I
did.
was pointing, and I'm like, fuck you.
Kids.
Fuck you.
Kids.
Oh my, we do not do this podcast for children.
There's a giant E
Yeah, is there
that's
actually?
on the podcast. If you go to Apple Podcasts, there's a flashing E.
So the ADHD's taking over today. Did you notice in the game last night when
Which game?
Right, what?
You do know we're not going to like turn off the mics. Like we can do things in like a little chronological order.
No, this doesn't have to be done. This is a snippet. Arvidsson gets in a little melee
Yeah.
and his helmet pops off.
Yeah.
And Did you guys also think that he was frantically looking for it to get it back on because of maybe a little bald spot on top of his head?
No.
No? Okay, that's just me then.
I don't think you're making
Wow, fucking
that as a
theory
category of-
boy over here is.
Wow.
So
Okay, we'll put that in the column of it was just me.
there is someone, and I'd love to know actually if this is true. There is someone who's probably like, it's hockey season. I'm going to get into some hockey podcasts. Oh, Oilers Nation does this one. They're breaking down game one. I'm going to listen to it. They hate you. And you will never recover in their eyes because of the two things you've said today.
Yeah, but for the 10 people that felt the same way, we are now simpatical.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
like
hey,
brothers.
Charles, after this episode, the DMs are just going to be flooded,
Oh,
eh?
man.
Hey, bro, love what you said about Arvidsson's bald spot.
I totally
Spot on, man. I saw the same
I
thing,
totally
too.
saw that,
Streets are talking. The streets
totally
are talking.
Well, did happen to another player where that straight up happened, and then they shaved their head like the next game. Straight up. Look it up.
You can't just say straight up.
Just look it up. I'll just Google search exactly what you just
Expect us
said.
to believe it.
Okay. I promise I won't
Straight
derail
up.
it anymore.
So there was just a lot of memories during the playoffs that I honestly forgot about, or like so much happened that it's like, yeah, we were in the building when McDavid scored that OT winner, and
Yes.
we were so happy.
Yes. Yes.
Even
And we had a weird Hooters experience after.
Sure
watching Game 5, Connor Brown scored that shorthanded.
We were
goal.
all at
yeah.
Greta.
We were all at Greta. You were drinking the non-alcoholic beers.
Low blocker, loved it.
And like, I just remember he missed on a chance right before that, I think. And we were all like, man, that would have been funny if Connor Brown kind of like saved the season. Then sure as shit, he went and did. And like, there were so many great moments during that playoff run that like in the moment, because everything's going on and whatever, I think I maybe didn't appreciate them
I know
enough.
it's tough.
So I
Because you're
think,
stressed out
yeah.
and exhausted.
No, and it all just like flows together. Like there was times when watching that thing that I had totally forgotten moments just like that.
Yeah. So I think it's maybe given me a bit of perspective this year. I want them to go on the run again so bad, but it makes me almost want to like really appreciate this year more.
Good luck.
Yeah, I guess.
Because you'll go into the mode, man.
Man, it put me back into like how I would feel the day of the game and like how much prep you would go into having the people over and getting your setup and like doing your superstitions and then where you were sitting. And man, it was like I look back at that really, really fondly. But like you forget about seeing Matthew Tkachuk like maybe the single greatest like playoff save on an open net. I totally forgot that fucking happened and how amazing that
save?
was. No, like when he back checks back, the puck's going in, and he lays out, swings his stick, and knocks it off the goal line.
And then
with
McDavid scores like
a half an inch to go.
3
Totally,
seconds later.
totally.
But yeah, you're right. For a split second.
But he put a guarantee out there, he put in a solid effort to try to cash in on that guarantee.
So what do we think? What's our takeaways from this game last night? I'm not
Oilers are a
overreacting.
fraud.
Oilers
Are we
rusty.
Are you overreacting? Is anybody overreacting? It's first game of the season.
So
nobody
first game of
cares.
this,
They looked like they had so much rust to knock
Oh,
off. Passes were
jeez.
6 inches long or 6 inches short. Shots were going high. They're going wide. They're hitting Hellebuck right in the crest.
Yeah.
So
Skinner
good
was-
thing we had a lot of shots. Bad thing, quality level of those shots was low.
Yeah.
Boosh couldn't get a puck through the wingers. That were
29 blocked shots last night by the Jets.
crazy, man. Like that was so
And the Oilers
many.
still registered 30-some shots.
Yep. Like,
But
if you love the Corsies, it was a big win last night.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huge.
The deserved a win-o-meter somehow was slanted in the Oilers, but plug time had Tyler Ennis on Oilers Nation every day. He's
Flex.
a weekly analyst this season.
Yeah.
All-time great room guy.
Yeah. We also revisited a memory. There was a game he played in Medicine Hat when he was in the dub. The Tigers won 6-2. He scored all 6 goals, 3 in the second period, scored 3 in the first 10 minutes of the third period to put them up 6-2. And Willie Desharnais was like, well, the playoffs are right around the corner, and benched him for the last 10 minutes to rest him up. And Ennis was like, yeah, after the game, we realized that the record was 7 in a game. And he was like, and Willie benched me for the last 10 minutes to rest me. Anyways, the point I was making here was he talked about how the beginning of the season is maybe tougher for skill teams, whereas, and I said this too, like Winnipeg is a jam it in your face, hit you, and out effort you team, and like it's easier to flip that switch versus for the Oilers, maybe they didn't take the preseason as serious as they should have, and now they're just off a little bit, and it takes
But
longer for skill teams.
It's so funny you say that because I think that they took it more serious than they usually do. noted by the fact that Connor wanted to play 5 games. And like, was he going? There was times. When
Hey,
he
last
showed
year
his
we had the
speed.
captain skate like September 2nd. And we're
Yeah.
like, look at it. They're doing the things.
I don't put a lot of like
Well, you can't.
weight into that game because I just think that it was a game. I would really like them to start a season on the road. I don't want them to start the season at home. I just feel like
Started in Vancouver last year.
that was not at home.
That was in Vancouver. They lost 8-1.
Okay, well,
That's why last night, I'm going to say 10 minutes left in the third, it looked like the Rexall days, and they just called the 50-50.
I left with 6.5 minutes left.
Gone.
You know
Everybody
another
was
thing I
gone.
noticed from the Prime thing, game 5 of the Stanley Cup final, and they show the clock in Florida. There's like 2 minutes left in the game, and the 50-50 is at $155,000. Ours would have been at like $6 million.
Oh, yeah.
We do love our 50-50.
I don't like how they it's cumulative now.
I miss the you wait until the final buzzer, they call the 50-50, and then you go.
Yeah.
That's what I miss.
They,
Or I
they
guess
did the
before-
draw for the Taylor Swift tickets,
They did do
which is a big prize.
Yeah,
I
was thinking
did laugh, though, last night. The first T-shirt toss of the night came when the building was empty.
Yeah, they didn't do one at all through 40 minutes.
It made me
Was
laugh.
there okay? So
Were you hearing lots of random like dig in?
Oh, okay. Whoa. Now it's getting...
Too many.
Oh, it's
Okay.
I say it way too much these days.
Okay. Keep it or clip it, though, because that was my first keep it or clip it.
Okay.
For our friends at Great Clips, more than 4,400 hair salons throughout the United States and Canada. Great Clips is the world's largest hair salon brand and official hair salon of the NHL. They're locally owned and operated and open 7 days a week. And your time is valuable, which is why you can use the Great Clips check-in app to see the wait time, check in on your phone, and get your haircut when you want. For more information, check out greatclips.com. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Are you chom in or chom out? Or
You wish. You wish you could do
blended
my
the
segment,
segments.
bro.
Keep it or cut it on people yelling, dig in.
Here's what I think. When I first heard, let's go, it was Casey on Big Brother. And it quickly went into sports. And
What?
it
It wasn't
became,
Tom Brady?
well, yeah, probably. But like the first time I started hearing it on like a regular basis, she was saying it every episode, multiple times per episode. And I was like, okay, this is a thing where like, yeah, he would say it. But it was then when I realized like how much people were saying it. I believe that dig the fuck in or just dig in is gonna have, I'd buy stock in it right now. I think it's going to become something that people say on a regular basis, and it will be.
Yeah, it's part of the vernacular now.
I believe so.
Yeah.
That's what, because I'm finding myself saying it all the time.
Yeah, so I'm in a moment of keep it.
Yeah, I'm keeping it too.
I'm cutting it harder than I've ever cut anything
Well,
before. Because
yeah.
I think it's reached the point of like the Hawk Tua meme where it was so funny the
You're
first
saying
day.
that Connor McDavid and the Hawk Tua girl are on the same parallel?
You think dig in and Hawk Tua
No,
are the
but, like,
same thing?
So like the first day that was so funny. Watched it 1,000 times. I was like, this is great. By the time it was like the third day, the least funny people you know were making the joke. And with dig in, like the least plugged in or educated, like the most casual Oilers fans are doing it because they think it's so clever and good. And I heard it so much last night at the game, and there was these jabronis behind me.
This is a very Chalmers take of you.
I know. There were these guys behind me who were just the most annoying Oilers fans you can imagine. And the entire second period, dig in. And then dude, it's like what McDavid was yelling, dude.
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I haven't
okay,
witnessed that. If
so,
I did, I would-
so if that is what the keep it or clip is about,
Yeah.
is about that encounter, I cut it.
It ruined it for me. I never want to hear it again. I think it's the dumbest thing ever.
I
It
think
is not the dumbest thing ever.
it's not.
It's the greatest thing Connor McDavid's ever done.
But
when
it's been
I'm
ruined.
when I'm talking to a U13 hockey team and it's the second period and I say dig in, that is not in the same context as thinking you're the most clever person in the building for after we score
And it
saying
hits, it'll
dig
hit
in
with the
and then
kids.
shoulder tapping your buddy. Like that's what McDavid said.
So
So,
David's going to tell him to
I
dig
guess
in. Like, shut up, bro.
in my context, I keep it, but in your context, I definitely don't.
Well, that's a very unique
So
situation.
I wanted to bring it up because it's ruined it for me. And I heard people
Give it
at
time.
the game, and
Give
I was
it
just
time.
like,
These guys did something before. It wasn't just this.
oh, yeah, they did. They were doing the classic Darnell Nurse thing all night Or like sitting there and I thought Darnell actually played okay. He was probably their best defenseman last night. And
You're a hockey banter elitist.
a little bit, but like these guys behind me were like, maybe they should pay him more, bro. They should pay him another. And
They were just hitting all the buttons.
Nurse hit someone, and the guy goes, "It's the first hit he's laid since they gave him all that money." Skinner's a backup.
See, I know how much
guys
you
are
love my
hilarious.
Are you
Darnell.
trying to do like a Beavis and Butthead impression?
Were they like Beavis and Butthead?
Oh, just these guys made my skin crawl because it was just all the most like
Their jokes
low-
are so bad.
What if it was more
So-
charming that like my Darnell nurse bit where every time he does something I say give him a raise. You like
Great.
that one?
See, like, but that's like clever and funny. And these guys were just like the most low.
You don't like simple. It's too simple for you. I
Yeah,
love.
just
you're,
not- like, I
Tyler,
love-
you're better than them.
If you're gonna be the guy at the game who's yelling and is loud,
Be funny.
You have to be funny.
Be Rick.
And you have to be original. Like Rick's original. Rick hits the refs a little bit, does all this stuff. Like, it's good. These guys just being like, "Oh, Darnell sucks." With my second keep it or cut it, it's basically just going at these guys. They were booing during the intros.
Booing Dustin Shorts?
That I think I'm cutting that. They booed Darnell. People were booing Darnell Nurse. It wasn't a lot of it, but you heard like people. There were people on second. Boo.
How do you know you live in a crazed hockey market? We
booing the
boo
goalie coach.
The goalie coach.
That's deep. That means we're knowledgeable.
It is a deep cut. That one actually made me chuckle. as was
I
sitting there
kind of
watching.
enjoyed it, to be honest.
I think it's intros at the beginning of the
Dude,
year.
nothing ruins a sporting event or a concert worse than somebody behind you hitting all the buttons on the things that annoy the piss out of you because you can't concentrate.
My favorite
You're like
part.
waiting for the next one.
I talked to Tyler about this last night during the game and when he walked into the office today. My favorite part of the intros from last night was that they brought out Royal Tusk, local band, but they stuck them in the hallway.
Brought out.
They didn't even allow them on the ice to play, and they were like kind of jammed
Yeah,
up
jammed
against
in.
the wall as the players were walking through. I thought it was
The ice
hilarious.
surface is just bare. There's nothing out
There's
there.
nothing
They could
out
have set
there.
them up on a nice carpet.
They could have done whatever, but nope, stuck in the
Tear down
hallway.
might have been a bit of an issue, though.
Oh, just a carpet? You know, just
But,
slide it
but-
out. Maybe a wheelie one?
Oh, maybe.
Put the drums on a wheelie one, and everyone else just walks out.
What if the band's like super pretentious about how their sound is?
Yeah,
and
I
like,
think maybe-
"Ooh, can't be doing
I don't think
that."
Royal Tusk is super pretentious.
I wonder what was on
I
the
don't even know
rider.
Royal Tusk, so
Yeah, the rider would have been insane.
Yeah, the rider would have been very, very.
Those are my two keep it or cut it's.
Mine was
We're
last
back
night.
at hockey, and stuff drove me nuts.
It was good to be back at Rogers Place last night,
surprise, surprise.
but I had someone behind me yelling "shoot" no matter where the Oilers were on the ice. Behind the net, shoot. Other end of the rink, shoot. I was just like, well, good to be back at the old barn.
Random fun fact, I'm almost certain of this, is Royal Tusk. You know what their original band name was?
Whale and the Wolf. No,
That's still a band.
I know.
I'm almost certain they were 10-second epic.
Really?
Yeah, and they had that song. They had that commercial song, 10-second epic.
Former name. I've got the technology.
Are there some kind of connection to Royal Tusk to 10-second epic? Am I
The
right?
band formed in 2011 in Edmonton in the shadow of Carrier and McKinnon's previous band, 10 Second Epic.
There you go.
The more you know.
If only they merged with Social Code to have a Edmonton supergroup.
Yeah.
Away she goes.
Googling Royal Tusk right now.
Yeah.
4 albums. Good for them.
So we got the towels last night with the little blinky lights.
Yeah.
But same as last year. But
I missed the scarves. I'm just gonna say it.
You know what I'm going to say? You're
liked-
keeping it on scarves.
I like
Keeping the scarves.
yeah, scarves
Cutting
are
the
great.
towel.
Yeah.
And also the towel with the lights
Crawford
in it.
loves the lights in the towel, but like whatever. Take the scarf.
The
to
lights
Crawford.
being in the towel makes it less usable for its main function, which is being a towel.
Well,
I don't think anybody towels off.
I
the
got a
Pittsburgh
little
Steelers
I got a
towel.
little
Little
beer
schmutz?
in my beard, and I wiped it with the towel.
But like I like using these. I throw them in my hockey bag and use them to wipe off my skates at the end of games and stuff.
Well,
right?
if you have a good game, you fire those lights up and then you wipe the skates.
That's what I mean. Like,
It's electric.
it did look kind of
Can't
cool.
say
when they were
that.
flashing.
You can.
We got crucified on one of our group chats for the amount we used the word electric.
On the pod or just day to
On
day?
this pod.
We use the word.
Do we
electric.
say it a lot?
Who cares?
I
We should have the
mean,
electric podcast brought to you
didn't
by
know-
Epcor. Actually, let's keep it local.
I didn't notice it until they brought it up.
Oh shit, hey.
Who cares?
No, I know. It's just funny.
Yeah. If you complain about the quality of this podcast, I don't know.
Ah, shit.
All right. Oh, so 7 days from now, this is exciting. It's
7 days from
We're
now.
going to be 0-3.
It'll be 2 days after my birthday.
How dare you?
No, I said on Oilers Nation every day that if they don't win a game on this homestand, I'll eat cat food again.
All right. Full can.
How many
I
games
want
is
full
this
can.
homestand?
4 games.
Oh, God.
They're not going 0-4.
If they go 0-4, then you better eat a whole fucking
I mean,
tin
they
of it.
shouldn't. Do they play?
They got Chicago and Calgary on
Back to
Saturday,
back?
Sunday.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday.
I don't. That's weird.
Guarantee
Back-to-back
there's like
home
a
games.
recipe to cook it where it would taste fine.
I mean, I've eaten it before, so there's that.
No, you got to raw dog it straight out of the can. Again.
Oh,
Thank
Do you
you.
ever,
I know,
do you ever
I
miss
know.
the beat cast? Not eating stuff?
The B cast I miss. Like last night, I would have loved to go home and do a B cast, but I don't want to eat beets anymore.
well, you can.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
medically
It could be
you
the
need to stop.
carrot cast.
No, it could
which-
still be the B cast and but last night when
Maybe
I was
it's the
driving
beets
home
cast.
and I was just irritated, I would have loved to do one last night. They'll come back every now and then.
7 days from today is our season opening party at Greta.
Greta.
Tickets available now, nationgear.ca. It's brought to you by our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. And as we always do at our events, we got a charity to partner up with. Free play for kids. So when you go buy your ticket, not only are you going to get into the party, get yourself access to all our food and drink specials, you're going to get your swag bag, and it's to support free play for kids.
Yeah, I love free play.
Should be a good game too. Edmonton takes on the newly revamped Nashville Predators.
That's going to be a good game.
With my new favorite hockey player.
The
Phil
mayor's
Forsberg.
back in town.
And Leon.
We'll see Stamkos. Stamkos is going to look so weird seeing him in a Predators
It's
jersey.
yeah.
Nationgear.ca.
It's gonna be a
Get your
tough
tickets.
Do you see Connor's quote about Stamkos?
No.
That he should have been a Lightning for life?
Really?
Why would he have an opinion
That's
on
a
that?
very, very excellent signal.
How about that clip of like every player in the Western Conference when they were like, who's your biggest rival? And they were all like, the Oilers. The Oilers. It was like Byfield said it. Hughes and Miller, I think, said it.
Yeah.
Uyghur said it. I think a Golden Knight said
Yeah,
it.
we got beef with all these teams.
Wyatt Johnston said it.
That's why, you're going to get everybody's best effort every
Yep.
night.
Every single night. Even Ekholm said that last night in his postgame. He goes, listen, we went Western Conference Chancellor. Everybody's using us as a measuring stick.
I don't think you're getting a lot of games if you're the Oilers where it's a backup goalie or anything anymore. Like, teams are coming in here for the kill.
Can we, one more thing about the game, and I really this is me talking as somebody who's maybe listening to this that wants a true opinion on this. What did we think about the new guys? Podkolzin, Emberson.
I like Podkolzin.
Podkolzin looked good last
What
night.
did we think?
It was
So-
noticeable.
The thing that annoyed me about last night's game was that the fourth line featuring Podkolzin was arguably the Oilers' best all night.
Yeah. And only 2/3 of them were going. I didn't think Derek Ryan had a good game, but I thought Perry was actually fine.
Yeah,
And-
Perry's noticeable.
Podkolzin
Derek
was
Ryan
good.
not knowing why he was getting a slashing penalty after two-handing a guy and breaking his stick
Yeah,
is one of
I
the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Yeah.
New guys, I hope Jeff Skinner scores a bunch of goals. Otherwise, he's
He looked good.
he's gonna have a tough time in this town.
He looked good though.
Oh yeah, but at least he's not making $9 million.
Why do you think he won't
yeah.
have it? Where he'll have a tough time? What does that mean?
He's not like a blue collar kind of guy.
Okay.
He's a skilled player. He's not gonna hit you. He's gonna dipsy and doodle.
Reverses along the wall. I saw a couple of those last night.
His edge work?
They were good.
Fantastic edge work.
His edge work is noticeably.
The figure skating really paid off.
If it's possible, do you think that Connor got faster?
Yes,
He looked so fast last night.
I would say yeah. You can probably get faster. Robot legs.
He's married now.
Wait till he has dad strength.
It's a weight off his shoulders.
Do you think they're planning that?
I don't know.
Planning
We're
what?
planning it for the off-season Connor.
I'd love to know what the credit card bill looks like.
The plan is to win the cup this year.
Yeah.
Probably have a son and name him Stanley.
Oh, after the Panthers mascot, Stanley C. Panther.
Correct.
You were talking about the new
I like
guys.
that you just had the mascot name off the tip.
Oh,
of
he
your
probably
tongue.
plays NHL.
Yeah, I love playing as the mascots in the NHL.
Yeah. That's the
Oh.
only reason I know any of the mascots.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
Victor
didn't
E.
know that was a
Green.
thing.
Fred E. Tor. S.J. Sharkey.
It's Nash.
What's the Boston one again?
Fred Etor.
What's the Boston guy's name again? That was nuts.
I was wondering if someone would notice that.
Yeah. For the
didn't.
sake of the show,
You ever seen there's a TikTok and it's these it's so funny. There's these girls that are at a playground in Nashville and it's the people who donated to make the playground possible and they're like the Nashville Predators Foundation. They don't know like the hockey team and they're like, why are they donating to the park? Anyways, the new guys.
There are so many things we could say about that, but they don't.
I like Victor Arvidsson a lot.
There's a lot of new guys.
His line change on that second goal was quite. I made this joke on O&E. You know that clip from Seinfeld where Jerry's yelling at the kid and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing, you little shit?" That's what I was yelling at Victor Arvidsson because if you watch the goal, he is like perfectly in line to make a play. It's his guy, and as the Jets are breaking out, he's like, "I'm going to go for a change." And he just coasts off the ice, and then his guy scores. He drove me nuts last night just on that one play alone.
But wasn't that like the 6th goal?
That was the second goal.
Oh, the second goal. Okay.
Yeah.
Emerson could have sold out a little more for that one.
Yeah,
Emerson had a tough night.
So like,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, that's
worried.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not worried about anything, but there are just things that are now on my watch list a little bit. Jeff Skinner plays with one hand on his stick a lot.
Oh, a lot.
A lot.
Like a wand.
He kind of likes to just float around. That's on my watch list.
That's why my theory is like he's got to pump some goals home.
Yeah. Ty Emberson might not be good at anything. He might just be average at everything. That's on my watch list.
you know what's on my watch list? Everybody was getting in each other's way.
Yeah.
I noticed that a lot. And when it was the most evident was when a puck came out to Bouchard and he would have been able to like pull it back, but all of a sudden Ekholm was right there. Yeah. And he couldn't, and he had no space. Where the guy's like about to block it, but he's down on one leg. And this is usually where Bouchard would drag it, create a little bit more space, and then shoot it. And all of a sudden Ekholm's just like right there, so he can't do it. And I noticed a couple of times where
Yeah, they're out of sorts. They're out of sorts.
it's fine.
Right now. They're out of sorts.
It'll listen.
We are.
It is what it is.
All I know is when we start slow, we finish strong.
I'm fully convinced we're going to be doing the exact same thing we did all spring again. I'm not worried. Even with... No. It's going to be great.
Think their cup odds changed at all?
Ooh,
My son-
now we're talking.
My son, yeah, this is...
I live bet the comeback down 2-0.
I wanted to, but
That
the
was
Wi-Fi
dumb.
wasn't working in the arena, so I couldn't get my app open.
Yeah.
My son's slightly programmed to what we'd... I read your average roller fan is because he looked at me after the fourth goal and he goes, "That's a 600 save percentage, Dad." I'm like, oh, Jesus.
Kid's good at math.
Yeah, well, it was 10 and 4. 10 shots, 4
I mean, when
goals.
you allow a
Even
goal
still.
on 30% of the shots, it's not ideal generally.
Nope.
I had a little parlay action that I liked for the start of the season. Bruins, Stars, Devils. Did I do Devils? Yeah, I did Devils. No, I did Rangers. Bruins, Stars, Rangers, and Oilers to all win the division. Seems plausible. Those are kind of I think the Bruins are a bit of a stretch, maybe, but I think they're going to be all right this
What does
year.
that give you? Plus 10,000?
Plus 12,000. 120 to 1.
Really?
Yeah, for those 4 teams to win their divisions.
Wow.
It's not bad. First off, shout out to our friends over at Bet365, the largest sports betting platform globally. Download the app and use the promo code OILYBONUS. Jay, what's the promo code?
Oily bonus.
Promo code's
I
OILYBONUS.
had someone yesterday with me use the code.
The Oilers' odds moved a little bit. They went from plus 100 to plus 125 to win the division. The Bruins' odds moved from 450 to plus 500. So, again, if you just put like a nice crisp, just $10 on it, pays out $1,200.
That's a lot of cabbage.
You have Boston, Dallas,
It'll fund your
Rangers,
playoff
Oilers.
run.
Yeah. And yeah, you get paid out right before the playoffs.
So Rangers
Who else is in the
over
Atlantic?
Florida,
The
though,
only
eh?
one I'm worried about is your Atlantic division.
Panthers, Leafs, Lightning, Bruins.
Or, yeah, sorry.
And you think Bruins will win that?
I think so.
That's the only one I'm nervous of.
I think the Leafs will win
And
it.
it's the juicy one because they're 5 to 1. Everyone else is kind of in like the plus 210.
I think the Leafs will win it. I think the Leafs are going to do what they do and have a shit hot regular season.
You could swap in the Leafs and it's still 74 to 1. But the
Oh,
Bruins
that's
just
a big
juice it up
change.
so much.
I know.
Is that the juiciest of the 4?
Yeah, easily. So, anyway, shout out to our friends at
74 to 1
Bet365.
is not juicy enough.
I have a futures bet on Bet365 that is on the brink. Cleveland Guardians to win the World Series. They're down 2-1 to the Tigers.
How's our boy doing?
He did great.
Sabrowski got a
1-1.
save, right?
Nope.
Did he get
pitched-
awarded with a save?
No,
In
he
the
pitched.
regular season, he did.
Oh, sorry.
Yesterday, he came in. He was the first reliever called out of the pen for his major league debut. And first batter came up, hit a weak ground ball to first base. First baseman missed it. So the first batter got to second base through no fault of Eric's, and then he struck out the next 2 batters he faced and got out of the inning.
And then pitched the next inning, too.
Came in,
1.1.
got a guy
I was
out,
watching
walked a guy, and then they pulled him.
I've been enjoying the Eric Sabrowski photoshops that are popping up on Twitter of him being the dude.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
the big
Where did this
Sabrowski.
start?
I don't know, but I like it.
Rob Friedman is the pitching ninja account, and his whole gig is just breaking down MLB pitching, and he's the guy who put it together.
Do the Guardians use more pitchers per game than any other team?
Well, they have the best bullpen.
They used 7 pitchers that game.
One of the best bullpens of the last decade is this year's Cleveland Guardians, which again makes it so even crazier that Eric managed to crack this thing and make the playoff roster. But he still has not. He's now gone 14 innings in his career, regular season and playoffs, has not given up a run.
I loved a video the other day from the Padres game. Did you see where Tom DeLonge led the whole stadium in an all the small things sing along? It was lovely. Made me happy.
But playoff baseball has been good. Dodgers-Padres has been heated.
Yeah, it's heated.
Heated why?
There's a lot of things. What's that dude's name that plays left field?
Tatis or Profar?
No, Profar. So Jerkson Profar robbed a home run away from Mookie Betts. But the way that he catches it, you can't totally tell that he caught it. And then he just starts backing up from the crowd as he's just staring at them because they're at field level. And Mookie Betts gets to third base. Home run is playing. It's on the screen. And then Jerks Profar just kind of shakes his head and shows the ball. And it's a good 10 seconds.
Oh, I like that.
He's just juicing them. Then he gives a ball to somebody in the crowd, and the crowd throws it at, not at him, but back into the field.
Yeah.
Then there's Fernando Tatis is just all over the crying Dodgers fans. And there's one clip where the manager, what's his name?
Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts sent a video to MLB that Manny Machado threw a ball into the bullpen with intent. Look at that. It says home run, home run. He still thinks he's got it. He's trotting to third. He looks back. Calm down, everybody. I got that ball. I love it.
And then in the next game, which was last night.
Did he jump the fence? Is that how he got it?
Then in the game last night, Mookie Betts hit it to the same spot, and Profar went up, missed it by an inch, but Mookie thought he caught it. So Mookie rounded first, ran back to the dugout, got halfway there, and then had to turn around because he was like, oh shit, no, that's a home run. And he went and redid it. Anyways, baseball playoffs have been awesome. And that series, Machado threw the ball at Roberts, and Roberts was like, I can't believe he would do that. And they showed the video.
It's so silly.
It rolls into the dugout.
Yeah, and he called it, he said, I'm sending it because he threw it with intent.
Yeah.
Which is just ridiculous. The Guardians are on the ropes.
Yeah, Guardians got to win 4 o'clock first pitch today. I'll be dialed in.
Dialed in. You'd be watching right now if it was on.
If it was on. Oh, yesterday it was on during the day.
Yankees Royals was good last night. I love a little late night baseball. I like the way they're doing it.
Staggering them,
Yeah.
Yeah, when the Jays were in the playoffs the last couple of years, I hated it because it was again 2 o'clock on
Super
a Tuesday,
early,
and it's crap. I want to watch the Jays game, but again with the time zone thing, 4 o'clock out there is fine. And now that it's teams I'm not as hyper invested in outside of the Guardians, it's nice to have it on during the day. All right. What else did I want to do? Did he keep it or cut it? Did that? Oh, got to plug the Nation Vacation.
Oh,
really
yes,
quick.
please do.
Do we still have a couple spots left?
I believe we have. Let me check real quick. I believe we have a couple. There was a lot of people talking to me about it last night.
But I also think we should mention that we had to unlock spaces because we sold out the first lot.
We sold out really fast. And
so I think the message here is go to nationgear.ca. We've got the flight package. We've got the non-flight package. Yep. If you want to join us, jump on this because these last handful of spots are going to go.
Yeah, I know we sold a couple yesterday, so it is dwindling. And to BM's point, thankfully we were able to get more flights, which allowed us to unlock a few more packages. And amazing response to this trip. So thank you for everyone who's coming aboard and who's interested in future trips. These things are a hoot.
And you can win your way in. If you're in the mood for some noodles, go to any Oodle Noodle location in the Edmonton area, and you can win your way onto the trip. Excited to be partnering up with Oodle Noodle for that. So it's kind of a win-win. You get the delicious noodles. We let you keep them, and you get to.
We let you keep the noodles?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good.
You gotta buy
it is very generous.
Sorry, I didn't know that detail.
Yeah. You get to eat the noodles, and you get entered. You don't have to pick one or the other.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet what we're doing.
And it's delicious.
Exactly. All right, before we wrap the pod, we're going to step aside for a quick break.
I thought that you wanted to talk about Bag Milk seeing Muggins as a sponsor, handing out gift cards at the Edmonton Oilers game last night.
I can tell you why they're a sponsor, but anyways.
I was
carry
stunned
Can you?
when I heard Muggins gift cards being awarded at the Oilers game last
What
night.
you know about that?
on. I can guarantee you why they get. I can tell you why they have sponsorship at the game.
Well, are you going to tell us? Or
Because those VLTs haven't paid out since the 80s.
Those teas are red hot.
Yeah, Chalmers, you paid for that
Yeah,
ad.
that's-
I did not. I
I'm
don't play
surprised, surprised
VLTs
they
there.
didn't say Muggins, courtesy of Chris Chalmers.
Oh my God, you guys are insane.
Couple of spins
Couple
every other
spins.
day.
Well, I'm
I
telling
sit in the family side these days. That was 10 years ago.
to be fair, I'm probably going to go there this weekend because they're so nice to Crawford.
To spin the reels?
Well,
I am
no, 'cause I'm
absolutely
Crawford.
going on Sunday morning for breakfast.
Yeah, I'm doing. I
Caesar
don't-
or
I'll-
beer? Do you start with Caesar or beer?
I'll have a Caesar. Sure. Caesar or coffee?
Why are you so
wha-
tired?
No beer.
Are you not saying why Muggins has...
Oh, it's because of there's two major beer companies in Canada.
okay.
Right.
Molson
One of them
Labatt's?
is affiliated with the Oilers.
Molson?
And if you are a bar that is like a single partner with that provider,
Mm-hmm.
they will feature those bars. So you'll see other random
Yeah, you see like Sherlock
bars around the
Holmes.
city and stuff. So it's because of the relationship with that.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that. Anyways, Muggins gift cards at the game. The tweet was very funny.
I loved it. I was so excited.
What did the tweet say?
Just that they're giving away Muggins gift cards. And then also when the Oilers started losing as badly as they were, I just knew that the folks from Muggins, a fine establishment, would have been upset because that's not what they paid for.
No.
So this
They
will go
pay for
back to like, so this means a lot to someone who lives in the West End. And this is what actually, my real beef with Muggins is not Muggins itself. It's a beef with the West End, the fact that Muggins is the only option. So that
is
gift
a
card
problem.
to someone in the West Ender means a lot because if you want to go brunch, your only choice is Muggins. That gift card means something.
It's worth more than cash.
Put it on Kijiji. Flip it for double.
It's worth the experience. Fantastic breakfast.
Tater
Do
tots.
house breakfast like I do. Bacon elite. Great tater tots.
You do the bacon, I do the sausage.
I do like the bacon. It's a thicker one.
Oh, is it? Oh, I might try it then.
Yeah, it's nice.
Then I do tater tots instead of hash browns.
One side
They're pretty much the
pancake.
same thing. I've never thought about that.
They are not the same thing.
They are so not the same thing.
Tater tots and hash browns are basically the same
They
thing.
are definitely not.
Are potato
even
chips
close.
and roasted potatoes the same thing?
No.
Or mashed
Hey,
potatoes?
You know that there's a bunch of people that just tuned into a hockey podcast, and right now they hate you.
Yeah,
because
the first time ever listening
of what
because it's
you
like
just
the
said.
Oilers season. They're trying to find their new show, and here are talking about potatoes. And
No,
how tater
saying
tots and
that
hash
tater
browns are the
tots and
same.
hash brown.
With the,
Cube-
the
cube
coldest
hash
take
brown.
ever.
Okay, have you ever had a tot that was like crispy on the outside and soft on the inside? No, they're always pretty soft on the outside, even though they should be crispy on the outside. A cube hash brown, delicious.
Oh, I was thinking more like of the hash brown patty.
Well, what are we doing here?
But
Yeah.
like when
You
I
gotta
think hash brown,
specify.
I think of like the ones you get at like a drive-through or like whatever. And those are the ones I make at home. I put them in the air fryer. And those are very similar to tater tots.
I like
Hash
to pull
brown-
out
Those are like those are exactly like tater tots.
They're
But that's
like,
not
they're
what
like a
Muggins
tater
has.
tot. They're like a tater tot patty.
Muggins has cubed hash browns, which
So
are
you only know hash browns to be that.
I don't even know how to explain them.
Holy cow.
They would be like
They
a
look like
Texas.
dice.
You just cubed potatoes.
Oh, Jesus. Tyler.
No.
Tyler.
What makes that a hash brown?
Those are like
Tyler.
Texas wedge French fries cut up into squares. That's what those are. Tater tots are like
They're puffy.
grilled, like
they're
shredded
little
potato,
cylindrical
and then
things.
slightly crisped on the outside,
Little pillows of wonderful.
and formed into a
and they're good
marshmallow
finger
size.
foods. You eat them. You don't need a fork. You dip them into ketchup.
So when someone says hash brown,
You
guys
don't
think of-
remember. I remember when the three of us were in Los Angeles and we all enjoyed those. What were they? They were like the loaded tater tots at Crypto.com Arena.
It's like a skillet.
It was like a skillet. Lovely.
Yeah, those are good. So when you guys, like when someone says hash brown, the first thing that jumps into my mind is a hash brown patty. And that is not the same for you guys.
No, I think of cubed or
potato.
shredded hash browns.
Yeah, like when I make hash browns at home, I shred them.
Shredded is the elite. Like a
They
good
are
fried
fantastic.
shredded is the elite hash
Takes a
brown.
minute though. You got to get all the moisture out.
Oh yeah, it's lots of butter too.
Yeah, I think of them in patty form.
Well, that doesn't surprise me that is your choice of hash brown.
What do you mean? There's nothing. That's a good way to enjoy it.
They're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good. It's just
I-
those cubed ones are the best.
It's just
And then a patty is the next, and then shredded shredded.
I think tater tots and hash browns are the same thing.
No,
but they're not.
they're not.
Well, depends how you view it. Life's all about perspective, boys.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah. Anything else?
I want to know
Big
what
brother?
I want to know what other
Was there an episode last night?
No.
No.
Oh, it's
no.
tonight.
Yeah.
Sunday
It's
was
tonight
last
the
one.
finale?
Nope, Sundays.
Sunday's finale.
What?
Oh, so
The
tonight
what?
we get to
The what?
see who wins
The wait. The what? What did you say?
What did I say?
What did you say?
You said the finale.
The finale?
Oh, the finale, whatever.
I didn't think
The
that was that
finale.
weird. I thought you were just abbreviating.
That
or
is
shortening
super weird because it's not final or the finale.
it. Yeah, I'm
The
with
finale.
you.
He
It's
like
the finale. I smashed the two together.
Yeah.
you trying to make fetch a thing,
You know,
bro?
there's someone listening to this podcast for the first time who hates
Chalmers,
me.
don't you know those tater tots and those patties are the same thing?
Yeah.
This is going to be the worst ending to a Big Brother season ever. And I think my take is, after observing this one and observing obviously a lot of past seasons, you cannot have a Big Brother season that starts well and ends well. It's either
we got the Big Brother button on.
It's
got
Yeah.
to start bad so it can end well and there's power players left.
the only way to save this. Only way to save this is okay. So
Cam and Rubina final two.
But there is a
That
runaway.
would be so good.
how the heck would that happen?
That
I
would
guess,
be so good.
I
One
guess.
of them wins their way in and takes the other one.
Okay, but,
Well, if Cam actually shows he's got brain cells, that's his only
but he
chance.
so he finally showed me something in this last competition.
Well, yeah, like you remember the days. What's this?
Cam versus Rubina finale.
I don't get it.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'll show you after.
yeah, he can
so
actually compete. This is a memory challenge.
In my mind, after watching Sunday, there is there odds for this kind of thing on Bet365 or anywhere?
I don't think so.
There is, if there is one person who's a minus 250.
Chelsea.
No. Mackenzie.
Chelsea's HOH.
But
She's
how
guaranteed
is
the
she
final three.
possibly going to sit there at the end, even if she's with Chelsea and Mackenzie?
Actually, she has no power on who goes home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
she's at least in the final three.
If
so she's-
Mackenzie wins that,
Then she.
So what would you?
she's
How would you?
considered-
What's your line on Chelsea then? If Mackenzie,
No, she's doing fine. She's doing fine. She's winning ahead of households. She's at 4. And so.
but Mackenzie is going to take Chelsea to the final two, and
Mackenzie-
Chelsea is going to cut her throat and take Cam.
From day one, Mackenzie was coming. She wins the first power.
Mackenzie is
A beast at competitions.
she is, but she is like if she thinks Chelsea's going to help her, she's wrong.
She should say, from day one, I won the first power of the game, and I was.
But that's if she gets in the final
and
two
I was
seed.
always second place to Tucker in most of the
If she-
competitions.
if she get, but
When
that's
Tucker
if she
left,
gets to
I
the
started
seat.
winning everything, and I did this all without being in a defined alliance until 3/4 of the way through
So
the
she's
season.
not going to say all of that. The
She should.
she might win this POV. So if she does, it's Cam and Rubina. And what is she going to do?
Get rid of Rubina.
She's going to get rid of Rubina.
Actually-
and she should keep Rubina
So where there's
to
smoke,
go
there's-
2-on-3
devil's
against Chelsea.
Devil's advocate, where there's smoke, there's fire, because Cam just showed that he can win a competition. They might. No, he has. He just did. You guys, he just did. He actually started doing really
He
well.
won it?
No. I don't know.
cliffhanger.
No.
Oh.
But he's in the. But he was doing so well, so much better than everybody else. I honestly don't know.
Is that the odds?
Yeah, that's the odds.
But in the one competition where Cameron was doing the column A, B, and C, he went off to a hot start. And I think it worried everybody. And there was already talk from Chelsea and Mackenzie that, like, he's not pulling his weight. Well, now the fear of him pulling his weight, and maybe if he does win this veto, or just how well he's doing it might scare them. They know that they will have each other's back, and they will take Rubina, or and to keep Rubina because they know they can beat her. Now is a perfect time to get rid of Cam if they have the chance.
I want him to be in the finale so someone can ask him a question of.
I'm
"Hey,
telling
Cam,
you though,
what did
if,
you
if
do?"
I'm telling you, if Mackenzie wins the veto
She should get rid of Cam.
and doesn't get rid of Cam, her game's cooked.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is cooked.
Her and Chelsea are even. Cam is plus 800 and Rubina's 1500.
Dude, she has to know that Cam.
Rubina doesn't have a chance.
She has to get rid of Cam for 2 reasons. Number one, he has an opportunity. If one of the head of household competitions in the final 3 is physical, she's shown that she's a huge competitor at that, but like that's her biggest competition. Number 2, she cannot be blind to the fact that Chelsea and Connor may be tighter than the way that she perceives her and Chelsea. Well, she needs to wake the fuck up then.
That's the thing. Well, it's yeah. Like I hope her eyes open.
Fighting for his life right now. Whoever wins this
Is it going? Yeah, it's sending the other one.
Like, I think send the other one packing.
I know, but I think I have a hard time seeing how Chelsea doesn't win this.
Okay,
I think she's going to win no matter what. Yeah,
because I also think when it comes to the speeches, I think she'll be more articulate.
I think she's more liked in the jury house too.
Like, yeah, more liked, and I think she'll be very like. I think she'll tell a really good story.
Yeah,
I don't think Mackenzie's really pissed off anybody in the jury house.
Yeah, but Chelsea has friends. Like her and Tikor were friends, right? Like her and Kimo were friends earlier in the game. I don't think Mackenzie got that tight with anyone.
I know, but every year you look at the social game and it never outweighs a person who wins.
Yeah.
And Mackenzie...
How did Taylor win then?
Yeah, hers was pretty strong.
She was winning at the end.
Was she winning at the end?
Yeah, I think she was...
Her speech was, I survived. I'm a survivor.
I survived long enough to start winning competitions. And I think she won a lot in the last like 3 weeks. I don't know.
Be a fair statement. I don't remember.
Hope I'm right.
Yeah.
Look it up. Don't know.
Worst group to make it this far ever.
Yeah.
When they were,
and that's what makes it interesting because none of them deserve to win. In my opinion.
Well,
except Chelsea.
You know what?
Chelsea does.
Mackenzie has an
Mackenzie just does because of like her comp wins. Like she won a lot, and she survived
Chelsea
early
and
days
Mackenzie,
being
I
targeted.
will put an argument that they definitely deserve to be there. Cam has shown that he has underachieved hugely and basically just been brought along because his social game must be the greatest social game ever. And Rabina has she won a single thing?
She won her safety one. She was on the block. She won her safety once.
Yeah,
that rope thing.
Yeah, she beat Tucker in that. She was the one that won that and sent Tucker home, I think.
Wait, Rabina loved
won
Tucker.
an AI Arena. I thought that was it, or maybe it was the next week. Anyways,
Yeah,
finale.
it'll be interesting because it.
I need this to end so I can start focusing my attention on
Like,
Oilers hockey, football, and the floor.
If Cam is smart and he wins, he should.
Cameron needs to gas.
He should
Mackenzie.
gas Mackenzie
100%.
because then he can say he gassed her.
Yep.
And then if he can win and choose which one he takes the final two, he takes Rabina.
He could stand on a leg of I didn't win until I had to.
Yeah, like he can beat Rabina. He can't beat anyone else.
Everybody's thinking he's throwing it. These things. If he gets rid of Mackenzie here and wins this one, and then wins the final one, and then wins the veto, he can legitimately sit there and be like, I lost on purpose because I knew I was a threat.
Like even if it's wrong,
if
he's
he was
lying.
smart, like the path to him explaining a victory would be, I was ready and I was gunning for the first few, and then he'd go, and then I saw them go after Matt, and I saw him going after Tucker, and I realized I cannot win because they are gunning for the physical threats, and then he can point to the HOH he gave Leah. He could be like, I hung around in that as long as I could, so I could sit here today and show everyone I could have won these comps if I wanted to, but I gave them all away. I don't think he is.
And then I won when I needed to.
He is not smart enough to make that case.
But you know what? I kind of want to see the chance because if he does flip that switch, you'd be like, whoa. All my dogs in the crib. I love when his dad terms like, I know I'm not one of your dogs in the crib, but.
Okay.
Anyways, that was a lot of BB chats, the most we've had all season.
Yes,
So,
it's
sorry,
You don't have to
everyone.
deal with it anymore because it'll be over by.
Well, when the others lose 6-0, we got to talk about something, right?
Yep.
What's next game?
They play Saturday, Sunday.
Against Connor Bedard.
Chicago Saturday, Flams Sunday.
Nice little weekend.
Yeah.
This is a nice little weekend, actually.
I like having the Oilers monopolize my weekend.
Little Thanksgiving, a little turkey gravy.
I have a great Saturday lined up. I got a beer league game at 9 a.m. and then I'm calling a Golden Bears game at 2, and then I'm gonna go have a great Thanksgiving dinner, and then Oilers game at 8. Boom, fully loaded.
That's
Three
a
hockey.
busy day.
You're so tired.
It's a busy day.
I don't know if you're gonna have time.
I'll be tired by the end of it.
Is Thanksgiving too early?
No,
Well-
see, I actually make the argument that it's in a better spot than American Thanksgiving because it gives you a bigger buffer from seeing your family.
That's a good point. I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Well, like
I-
American Thanksgiving, it's American Thanksgiving. Then 3 weeks later, you're gathering again.
Yeah,
for
it's too
Christmas.
close. Yeah, it's too clumped together.
This is it. Like you see everyone, then you got a couple months to miss each
But
other,
maybe-
and then you see
I
everyone.
maybe-
like our Thanksgiving because our Thanksgiving is for like the harvest, right? We've now the harvest is done, and now let's have a meal to like enjoy our efforts of the
Yeah.
of the season.
All the
I was
ears
at
of
the Home
corn.
Depot today having a nice conversation with the cashier,
because
and
you aren't doing that self checkout crap.
no, this was a new policy that they put in place, and I didn't agree with it. So we had a nice
What was the policy?
Chalmers yelled at an employee.
no. So at the Home Depot, I have a commercial account with a Pro
Flex.
Extra card, and
Go through that side
what you-
entrance.
and because it's a business, I have to account for all of the statements and the receipts, put them together, put them in their job cost files. They need to be recorded there. So I can't walk around with receipts in my truck at all times, but we're there like every day, like almost every day, or once every 2 days. And so we buy multiple things those times because you never know what you need. So you buy some extras. So then at the end of like a renovation, or maybe at the end of like a couple weeks, you will amass all the things that you've purchased that are overage, and you will take them back, and you will return them. And they now have a new policy where, and because you can just swipe your card and then they click it, you don't need the receipt because it's on the digital receipt. It's on your digital statement. They know you purchased it, so it can go right back. Well, they have a policy now, which started recently, that if you do more than 5 of those, your account gets locked. And I didn't know that was a new policy. So today I did one, and they were like, no, your account's locked. We can't take this back without the receipt. And I'm like, this stuff in this box is from like 8 different receipts. And I've filed them away, and I am not bringing you 8 receipts. So look at that. This is the whole luxury of having this commercial card, that it's all a digital receipt. And their excuse was, well, too many people have ruined it for the bunch. Does that make sense?
It's a little bad apples.
Tax
And
fraud.
so I said to them, I'm like, well, I totally understand your policy. I get this.
Use their card to
But
open a
we
snake
need-
farm.
But there is no chance I am coming in here with 30 receipts or making all these special trips.
Tried to return a
with
bunch
run
of it,
receipt
just didn't
to
work.
return a bunch of stuff. So we found a workaround. I just have to go to the pro desk. But anyways, in this conversation, the guy said, well, I had a song in my head that was just playing in the building, and I was humming it. And he's like, yeah, I got that song in my head too. And I'm like, yeah, crazy. And he goes, yeah, can't wait till Christmas. I have those in my head all day long, every day. And I said, when do you guys start playing the Christmas music? November 15th. That is the day that Home Depot will start playing Christmas music, November 15th. So,
35
further
days
to my Thanksgiving question, you don't want it to be after Halloween, because then
You're messing with Christmas.
you're messing with Christmas.
It's the Christmas season.
Exactly.
It's Thanksgiving now is in its own
Yeah.
season.
So I'm chom out on moving Thanksgiving.
But it sounded initially like you were
I
chom
was
in
just
on it.
curious.
You had to talk it through, and it
I
involved
did.
the Home
I
Depot
did.
story.
Sometimes the best work is done in a group.
Well, the
Talking
hive.
things
Trust
out.
the hive. Well, and my personal stance is you put your Christmas lights up. Oh, you're looking for a 5 there, weren't you?
I thought I could
Shit.
get a high five in.
Is
off the mic.
after Remembrance Day. Like after that is when it's cool to have your Christmas lights.
It's almost
Going.
nog time.
Almost.
I'm
I'll
chom
bet
on.
you it's at
Almost nog
Costco.
time.
I'll bet you there's a crate of it.
Zach Lang posted a picture. It's in a grocery store now.
Yeah.
Nog
I thought
is
they were
so
allowed to
good.
sell booze in grocery stores. Maybe they were trying to get that passed in
Not
convenience
all
stores.
nog has booze in it.
Yeah.
There's non-alcoholic.
Oh
nog, bro.
no, I said the Costco one.
Yeah,
I feel you.
that one is good.
It's too sweet. I gotta mix.
Chalmers cuts it with more whiskey.
No, spice rum. Who puts whiskey in nog?
Whatever. Fuck.
No, not whatever.
I don't drink eggnog, so I don't care.
Oh. Drinking nog.
Color us surprised to hear that.
bad for me. Gives me the toots.
No, I handled dairy great.
It's that brewer's yeast.
It's that brewer's yeast.
Yeah, Captain Felton said that to me yesterday. I was drinking a beer and I saw him at the game. Shout out to Mistaken Mexican who bought me a beer.
Oh, that's nice.
And they were like, your dad gonna be okay with this? I'm like, it's his genes, man. He gave me this curse.
What is he?
What?
The mistaken Mexican. What is he? If he's not a Mexican.
No, his name's just Kyler. That's just his YouTube handle's that.
And his Twitter handle.
Yep.
Nice guy.
Yep. I forgot about, I was talking to him about it yesterday, his Hope Will Never Die shirt that he brought to Game 4 that sparked the comeback.
Yeah.
What a moment.
You guys had like a Nation Avengers photo.
Yeah, we did.
I saw that. Yeah, I ran into all those guys after the game.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's a wrap on the show. We'll be back a week from now, off Monday for the long weekend. See you next Thursday.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.